Let's take a look at both forms. At the time of filming this video, both forms have undergone some pretty significant changes and will be required for your use on June 1st, 2026. For this reason, you'll still see some red-blue lining on the Texas Realtors form. Both forms start by asking whether you currently occupy the home. The reason for this is to better understand why an owner may answer questions in a certain way. If you live in the home, you're expected to disclose issues you personally experienced, observed, repaired, or had evaluated. If you never lived in the home or there's been a gap in occupancy, you may not have firsthand knowledge, but you're not completely off the hook. You're still expected to disclose information learned through tenant complaints, repair invoices, property managers, contractors, insurance claims, or prior inspections. Both forms ask homeowners to identify the features and systems the property has. This is actually a great time to start gathering information about your home. Write down the approximate ages of major systems like air conditioners, heating systems, water heaters, pool equipment, water wells, septic system, and the roof. Then provide that information to your realtor team, which, if you're in the Houston area, I hope is the Sharon Sells Houston team. The Texas Realtors form goes a step further and asks about leased items. Think security system equipment, solar panels, propane tanks, water softeners, and similar items. Review your lease agreements, discuss those details with your agent early in the process. Both forms also ask about the roof, including the approximate age and roofing material used. In Texas, the most common roofing material is asphalt composition shingles, but you may also see metal roofing, clay tile, slate, or synthetic composite roofing designed to mimic cedar or slate. Both forms ask whether systems or equipment have defects, malfunctions, or conditions that need repair. In my experience, the more information a seller provides, the more trust a buyer tends to have in the transaction. When you work with the Sharon Sells Houston team, our online disclosure completion process gives you plenty of room to provide written explanations and additional context. Remember, if you come across terms you don't understand, use your favorite internet browser or AI chatbot to help you. Seriously, look them up. Understanding the questions matter. And remember, not every condition affects every part of Texas. Both forms ask about previous insurance claims, so get the information out there early. The moment a buyer requests homeowners insurance quotes, prior claims surface anyway. And if insurance money was received but repairs were never completed, there's a section for that too. One of the longest sections on both forms is dedicated to flooding, and for good reason. The form asks whether the property is inside or outside a designated floodplain area, or whether water came onto the property and or entered any structures on the property. It also asks about flood insurance coverage, previous flood claims, and more. Buyers absolutely want details on this, trust me. This is also a great time to pull a few important documents from your files. One, your current flood insurance policy showing the annual premium. Two, an elevation certificate that you used to obtain flood insurance when you purchased the home or obtained flood insurance. Three, a property boundary survey. There's also a section on both forms that covers what I like to call the everything else buyers want to know category. The things that don't neatly fit into the earlier sections. Think HOA information, unpaid assessments or taxes due, deed restriction violations, liens, lawsuits affecting the property, or home modifications completed without proper permits. The Texas Realtors form expands this section even further by asking about environmental remediation, legal proceedings such as bankruptcy or divorce, and additional property related concerns. And finally, the Texas Realtors form finishes by asking the names of the property's current utility providers, making it easier for the buyer to transition services after closing. The Texas Real Estate Commission form generally ends there, but the Texas Realtors form continues by asking whether the seller has received inspection reports or evaluations during the previous 4 years. The Texas Realtors form also asks about tax exemptions currently claimed on the property. This is important because property tax exemptions in Texas follow the owner, not the property. That means a buyer's future property taxes could look very different after closing. Your real estate team is there to help you if you have questions, but they cannot guide you on how to complete this form. Always remember, disclose, disclose, disclose. If you're unsure if it's something that you should share, think about it as you're the buyer and is it something that you would have liked to have known when you were purchasing the home? Be sure to initial and date and sign where indicated on all forms.